Hey, this is Maginoni. Let's talk about rebirths that came out this week. Now, first off, we have Green Lantern number 5. Green Lanterns number 5. Now, this is where the battle really starts to pick up between the two Earthbound Green Lanterns and Atrocious. Overall, I thought there's some really strong moments in here. Great powering up. It's actually like a really contrast where you have one Green Lantern who's like, I don't want to say fully embracing, but he's really getting much more powerful with his ring. And you have the other one who's just like, I'm scared, I'm afraid. And she powers up a little bit and then she just quickly loses it. So I'm really waiting to see what happens in terms of how long are you going to keep that up, because you can't be a hero for that long and just keep, failing like that. But at the same time, it's like the minute she powers up and is able to do constructs and things like that, then she's no longer the same person. And, on one hand, it's good. That's what we want. On the other hand, we know comics. Comics don't change. But overall, it was a decent read. Average. Nothing above average, I would say. But I'm glad to see this thing moving along and the fight progressing. And we'll see how this thing's going to end eventually. Okay, Suicide Squad number 1. This was a real disappointment. They basically made it kind of be like, this is the very first time we've ever seen the Suicide Squad. Amanda comes down to the prison and she's like, give me 5. So they throw out 5, supervillains, to obviously take on this most incredible, dangerous mission. And, it's the same people we see all the time. So it's like, whatever, it's like, it'd be nice, I think, to see different types of villains a little bit more often. And I do realize that the other Suicide Squads in the past did do that. But it was just, and I also understand that this is just for the movie. But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's like, I don't think they necessarily picked the best potential options. But, anyways, I thought that overall this issue was just mediocre at best. Yes, it set up the stage for what's to come, and maybe if this thing had the full issue instead of a backup feature, maybe that might have helped flesh out the story a little bit more, because all they did was they kind of did a Deadshot adventure where they kind of tied it more closely to the movie. So movie people can look at this and go, oh wow, that's the Deadshot I know from that movie, a moving picture thing that I saw. But anyways, overall, it's just okay. They get jettisoned from space down to Earth, and they're to get to their mission point, and of course things don't go well as they're re-entering Earth's atmosphere. Killer Croc throws up a few times, almost drowns in his own vomit. What else is new? It's again mediocre at best. I don't know if I'd get the next one, in all honesty. It just wasn't that great. Very disappointing, especially with Jim Lee involved. But I guess, you can't always polish a turd, Superman, number 5. This was pretty decent. You had Superman temporarily getting beaten by the Eradicator, and Lois Lane has to get involved. And I should probably take a step back. Superman takes him to the moon to where there's this bat cave up there so he can hide the family, but of course the Eradicator comes down and they're ready to fight. Now anyways, Superman then gets partially beat, and Mama puts on the bat suit and bat armor suit type thing, this thing that's kind of like Iron Man suit. And that part was really cool. It was a good motherly moment, so to speak. I know that kind of sounds a little bit corny, but I work with some people, and basically the words Lois Lane says in this dialogue are words that they basically use. So it's basically right on target with that. Overall, the art I thought was really strong. Superboy is, he's actually an interesting character. He wants to fight. He wants to, I don't want to say grow up, but he just wants to help out his dad, fight alongside his dad. Superman's like, now's not the time, son. But Lois is like, when's the time? He's going to have to learn. So I thought that part was also kind of cool, too, overall. They're really doing Lois Lane, I think, fairly well in this series so far. Overall, this is the surprise hit for the week. I really enjoyed it. There's lots of good moments in it. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out and how long the quality is going to last. But I'm definitely very, very pleased with this. Batman number 5. This was another strong issue, and it's basically Batman fighting Gotham, the male of the two, and he's just totally jacked up because of Psycho Pirate, and he's basically demonstrating real Superman-like powers, and Batman's having a hard time. Heck, even Alfred has to put on the Batman suit and join the fight temporarily just to distract him long enough for Batman to arrive. That part was priceless. Seeing as soon as Alfred hears Batman's here, Alfred just runs away, and that part was great. That part was my favorite part of the book. But then, the shit really hit the fan, and the fight was really good between these two, and Batman has to call in for help, and that part was also really, really good. We learned the secret origin, not really the entire secret origin, but we learned the secret of the Gotham's powers, and overall, great issue, fantastic. I would say this was my close second out of the Rebirth books for sure. Art was solid, writing was solid, great story. And then finally we get Justice League. I was up on this rising high, and then it just kind of sputters and just glides down. We basically learn here what the alien threat is, and it's the best way to describe it is it's like a combination of one of those Celestials and Dr. Manhattan and Attack on Titan, kind of. And I was just like, granted, I can see Hitch. This is something definitely that Hitch would come up with. These giant humanoids that are basically absorbing humans to form this other, entity type thing. But I'm not on board. My interest is dropping, and I don't know if I'm going to continue. I really don't know how long this is going to last. I mean, part of me wants to continue just because this is the first time, in a sense, you have Superman interacting with the rest of the DC universe. So I'm kind of curious to see how that part plays out. So if I get it, the next issue, it's going to be just for that reason. But I have a feeling I'm going to be sorely disappointed here because this is going to be a case of they're just going to throw a couple lines out there for convenience sake. Everything will be fine, and you'll be part of the team type thing, which kind of you can kind of already see that happening in other places. But anyways, it's again, this is average. From issue number 1, it's just been average. And I know that this is like a hugely popular selling book, but in all honesty, this does not deserve nearly the numbers that it's getting, which is it's a criminal shame. I mean, that other books, like even I would say Superman, that's not even getting close to the numbers that this is getting. But oh well, what do you do? That's my take on. For Rebirth, I would say overall, the issues were, I'd say, average to really good. So overall, I mean, honestly speaking, surprisingly, DC seems to be on the right track. Now, I understand that not all the books are doing well, but let's be honest, they have, when you have so many titles, you can't expect every book to be a home run. But the key core books so far are doing well. I mean, I read Superwoman last week, and that was actually really surprisingly good. And it's just one of those things that there's definitely some hits along the way, and I mean, let's just hope that DC can continue, because if DC can continue to dominate the top 10 like they did last month, this is going to force Marvel to get off their ass and stop doing this Marvel Now, constantly swapping out characters, for the sake of diversity, and go back to the basics. Because let's be honest, the Avengers were okay. Let's start it this way: X-Men, top tier book. Then I don't know what happened, but it just hit like a huge quality drop. And this is even before all that nonsense with Fox. Avengers, top tier book. Avengers was gold, and then it's like it's not even close to being financial impact like it used to be, and then Spider-Man, same thing. That quality is dropping. Captain America's quality is dropping. Everything is dropping, and then the books that are really strong are the books that nobody buys, because it's not Captain America, it's not Spider-Man, it's not Avengers, which is the crying shame, But, oh well, what do you do? We'll just hope that as long as this stays good, Marvel finally gets off their butts and gives us what we want and gives us good quality stories again for top tier level books. Anyways, that's some reviews for you. We'll have more stuff later. Like, share, and until next time.